Krishna and the Ducks, written by Vinita Ramchandani, narrated by Kirtana Kumar.
Krishna and the Ducks. It was pouring when Krishna was born. It was pouring when Krishna, the blue god, was born too. But this is a story of another Krishna. Except for a watery entry into this world, nothing else in this Krishna's life is similar. But we will come to that later. That Krishna was born in Dwaraka. This one on a little island. When it rained in this island, it never just rained. Lightning cracked the sky in angry flashes, and when thunder followed soon after, its powerful sound was worse than a cannon exploding. After the light and sound show that the heavens put up, came the rain. The drops that struck were large and made the earth sizzle. The shower that followed drilled deep pockmarks on the sand and wore the stones to smoothness. A son born in a home always brought great joy. And Krishna's birth would have been celebrated with much pomp, except that from the time he was born, it had been raining hard for 2 days. There was no way that the sweet shop would open, as the sweet vendor, like everyone else in the village, was busy moving important belongings to safer heights. Just when people began to wonder if they would have to stack their possessions onto a boat and row away, the rain stopped as abruptly as it had started, and the sun shone fiercely. In a few hours, only muck bubbled up and insects buzzed around as the tired coconut palms tried to regain their curvaceous grace after being beaten by the downpour. Everyone was too busy drying up their soggy belongings to worry about sweetmeats and celebrations. So while we can say Krishna's entry into the world was a noisy one, ironically, it was also a quiet one. As time grew, Krishna gained a new name, Pavam Krishna. Krishna was Pavam, or poor, because it was obvious that the rain that tore the sky on the day of his birth had trickled into his head too. Krishna was not very bright. It was pronounced that the only heir to a large tract of fertile land would not be able to do much without the guidance of someone all the time. Krishna's father, Pankajashan, brooded for a long time, but his mother, Sitamani, was more determined. "My baby is all right," she would say firmly, and taking Krishna by his hand, she would look straight ahead, ignoring the sympathetic stares. Still, it was not long before Pavam Krishna's name was reduced to mere Pavam. "Give it to that Pavam," they would say, or, "Oh, that Pavam just passed by." A few years passed and work took over. Both Pankajashan and Sitamani resigned themselves to Krishna's dullness in different ways. Sitamani doted on the boy, while Pankajashan preferred to ignore his existence. Both worked on their bit of land alongside their field hands, Sitamani quitting hours earlier to cook boiled rice in a large earthen pot for all the farmhands. Krishna was left to himself most of the time, and he soon learned the art of being invisible. Children have an uncanny way of knowing when they are not wanted, and to Krishna, his father's disapproval was obvious. Once a month, Pankajashan would leave the island, taking the motorboat to the city close by. That was the day that the farmer wore his specially starched shirts, waxed his moustache till its edges were sharp points, and wore his trousers. The occasion, it was understood, was an important one. Krishna's father hauled sacks of coconuts and rice on a boat and would sell them in the big town. When he
Sample complete. Ready to continue?